How did I get involved with a serial killer in the FBI? Stay tuned, find out.
Are you ready for true tales from a real undertaker? Everything from strange situations to crazy paranormal experiences. For over 20 years, Mark Tofson was a funeral director and embalmer working everywhere from California to Japan. Get set to hear about his hauntingly crazy adventures.
Welcome to Stories with the Undertaker. I'm Mark. I was a funeral director for 20 years, so I have plenty of true stories. This one happened when I first started working for the coroner's office's transport. Ex-coworker of mine, a friend of mine, invited me out with him and his girlfriend because they had a friend that they wanted me to meet. The lady was very attractive. She was a successful real estate broker and appraiser. She worked for the biggest bank in California as the head appraiser. We hit it off pretty well, so we started dating. After that, he invited us out on a double date, and his cousin came along. Well, his cousin was an older gentleman who was a truck driver, and he seemed nice. He had a good personality. Everything seemed fine. I noticed the next several times we went out together with them, he was always there, and he was always trying to talk to my girlfriend. Well, she was attractive, so I just figured, oh well. Then the gifts started showing up at her house. Well, apparently he had gotten her address from my friend's girlfriend because they were friends, and he was leaving gifts with no name on it, so it kind of freaked her out. We didn't know who it was. We thought it was maybe this pest control guy that had hit on her. Then flowers started showing up, and one day he ended up coming to her work with flowers, and he was wearing a suit, which he never did. He was a truck driver, like I said, and he told her that he was in love with her and wanted to go out with her. Well, she explained that she was, dating me, and I was her boyfriend, and that was not going to happen. He then went into some story about how he had unalived a mother and her child by El Paso. This was very concerning to her. At that point, he said, well, don't think I can't do that again. Your boyfriend is done. And he walked away. Well, he called her up later and told her that he was going to get her too. And he called my old number because I had just moved, and he called up actually my parents' house and told my father the same thing, that he was going to unalive me, and my father immediately called the police. Well, my girlfriend called the police and my father called the police, so they took reports and basically told us there was nothing we could do until he tried something. So, illegally I started carrying a gun because California, you can't carry a loaded gun in your car. At that point, I really didn't care. I had moved recently, so he didn't know where I lived and he didn't know where I worked. But my girlfriend, she had to sell her house and move into a condo, and she had to give up her great job as the appraiser. She started doing real estate at that point on her own. Anyways, the police obviously told the FBI this story about him unaliving this child and this mother. And next thing I know, we were getting called into the FBI office to meet with an agent. Apparently, there was an incident where there was a mother and child found off the side of the highway near El Paso, Texas. They were looking into it, and they also thought that he was involved in several other unalivings, as he was a truck driver driving around. So they were investigating him. The agent told us to keep our heads low, don't let him find you. He basically gave me his card. He told me if I saw the guy, I was allowed to kill the guy, which was very strange to me. But he said, you know, just give the police officers my card. I'll explain everything. So, basically, we were hiding. And uh, with my job, I didn't think much of it because I was basically just dealing with deceased people. So, who was going to tell? Uh, then one day I get a call to a pawn shop. Well, there was two cars sent, which is very strange because usually they'll send just a person riding along with you instead of two cars. Well, the reason they sent two cars was somebody had robbed the place and unalived three people. And so, of course, we needed two vehicles to take them in. Uh, Police were doing the investigation. We stood outside for hours. That was normal with homicides. Finally, they told us, okay, go ahead and remove them. As we were doing so, I noticed there was a bunch of news cameras outside. They were filming us. So, I'm trying to hide my face. I did the best I could. Next day, it was on the news. Maybe a day or two after that, I get a call from the FBI agent yelling at me. I told you not to be seen. You need to stay low. You can't be on TV. I explained, there's nothing I can do. That's my job. I'm sorry. But he said, well, just don't do it again. And so I explained to my boss, the situation. He said, fine, I'll just send you on regular calls to, homes or hospitals. And one day, a couple months later, there was only two of us working. Everybody else called in sick that day. And we got a call to go to Brea, California. Uh, there was a big estate out there with these big electric gates. Apparently, the man in the back of the limousine that owned the estate, and they were trying to go through the gates when somebody jumped out of the bushes and shot the man in the back with a machine gun. This was a really big deal. I'm going to go ahead and put a link on here for the story. It's still on YouTube. It doesn't show me in those though. But we again stood around for several hours waiting for them to do their investigation. They finally told us go ahead and remove him. Now he was a big guy. He was a 6'6", 275-pound bodybuilder. Apparently, he was a former highway patrolman that got involved in strip clubs, prostitution, drugs. And right away they suspected his partner because they were having problems, but there was no proof. So of course we removed the gentleman from the back of the limousine, and as we were putting him into the car, he all of a sudden, here comes all the TV cameras again. So maybe a week later, I get a call from the FBI agent. I saw you on TV again. What are you doing? I said, I'm sorry, but I couldn't get out of it. Then I don't know, maybe 2 months later, he called again, mad. I saw you on Unsolved Mysteries. You need to stay low. I said, I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can, but there wasn't much I could do. I was being as sly about it as I could. Anyhow, about a year later, the agent called my father. He was using my father as kind of a go-between. He told him that we didn't have to worry about him anymore. I really don't know what happened to the guy. I don't know if he, got arrested or was unalived by the police or whatever. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth. I couldn't find anything on him. I've looked on the internet and everything, couldn't find him. So I'm not really sure what happened to him. But anyways, all the stress from this situation caused me and my girlfriend to break up. Anytime you are in a situation like that, it's very hard to stay together. It was very sad because I really did love her. But yeah, that's how I ended up on Unsolved Mysteries and getting yelled at by the FBI. Today I'm coming to you from Oakwood Cemetery. I'll step out of the way here. You can see a little bit. But This is a historic cemetery here in Fort Worth, Texas. Uh, there's several famous people buried here, a couple of gunfighters. Uh, I'm hoping to have just a little short on the gunfighters because I'm really into Old West history. So keep tuned and I will put that up, and just stay tuned. I'm going to have more stories for you that are all true. Thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up, please. And if you want to subscribe, that'd be wonderful. But stay tuned and check in later. Thank you.